It's the Don't Make It Weird podcast with your hosts, Daniel and Dinosaurus.
Hello there, everyone, and welcome to the Don't Make It Weird podcast. We are your comedy, storytelling, writing podcast for the writing community, by the writing community, and I'm going to be speaking with a bad Irish accent for about the next 5 seconds before everyone cuts me off. Guys, we are back. We are so back, and I'm joined, as always, by the theatrical theologian who's terrorized those beneath, Dinosaurus!
So,
Hi, Dina.
like I was saying before Sean cut me off with music. Mom Water, don't sponsor us. You taste like ass. Don't do it.
Yeah, fuck you. Fuck you,
really
Mom
good.
Water. Yeah. Yeah, I didn't even know that was a brand. What is it? Is it just like coconut water? Like, what's the...
It's a seltzer, but it's non-carbonated. I guess moms don't want carbonation. I don't know, but it's called Mom Water. And they've got they name all of their flavors based on women's names. So you've got Karen, Linda, Julie, and somebody else. And it just tastes like shit.
Why would you want to have a seltzer that's not carbonated? That doesn't make sense. Dina, make it make sense.
It's really dumb. I only got it because on the 4th of July, we all dressed up and Tim had Happy Dad. So I got Mom Water.
Got your Mom Water. That's fair. Yeah. And speaking of, because for the folks at home that maybe missed the big announcement, have been under a rock, this is our first episode back since Dina has had little baby Zebra. How you feeling out there, Dina?
I feel great, actually. I love not being pregnant now. I was so scared for postpartum. And I'm totally fine, and I love it, and I'm so happy. It's great.
And I'm glad to hear. I'm glad that you don't have to lie to the audience anymore. That you're back with us 100%. And man, we're super excited.
Skinny again.
Dina, how freaking pumped up are you for who is our first guest back in post-pregnancy life? Because guys,
so excited.
Our guest this week was born and raised in Southeast Texas, where she embraced her love for nature, but eventually settled in beautiful Montana with her husband, 2 children, and a mischievous husky named Boulder. After using her art and dance education to teach special needs students and choreograph for public schools, a series of injuries eventually led to her to hang up the dancing shoes and reignite her passion for writing. Her dark romantasy debut, Those Beneath, is available now. Please join us in welcoming Almedia Ryan!
Hi.
Hi, Allie.
Hi, Daniel. How are you?
Oh my God, I'm just so excited that you're here. I'm just a little giddy, a little excited. How was my Irish accent on a scale of 8 to 10? What would you rank that as?
You can say
12.
0.
12.
A 12. Thank you.
12. That's wonderful.
No. Allie, one of the rules of the show is that we just hate Daniel. So I'm going to need you to take that 12 back.
Okay.
Or put a
Bring it
negative
down.
or a
I'm so
minus
sorry.
in front of it. Yeah.
Okay, you get a negative too, Daniel. I'm sorry. I gotta agree with you.
Yeah, that's fair. Yeah, that's my love language. So that's very fair. So how are you feeling, Allie? Are you excited? Are you nervous? Are you a little bit verklempt? I need to know where are we at right now?
I'm excited to be here. I'm nervous to make a fool of myself, but I do that on the daily, so why not?
I mean, listen, it says that you are a professional dancer. Is that what I've come to realize?
Yes,
So you
I
will
started.
dance
Are you going to bring this around to the party button? No.
Damn it, Dina. Dina, just let me have my moment, okay?
No.
You don't even know what kind of dancing
Allie,
I did,
in case you
though.
didn't know. I just assume it's Irish step dancing, like Michael Flatley, Lord of the Dance. Is that?
Honestly, wait. Did it say in
Pretty
her
close.
bio?
I did tap and ballet.
No, it didn't.
All that stuff. So, but whenever I started
I
teaching in
almost said
school, it
ballet.
was performance art. Like in Texas, football is like a big thing down there. So the halftime shows, when they do the flags and they do the high kicks and all that, me.
Yeah. Allie, you want to know who else is into flags and high kicks? You see, we have a third member of the team, but 4th member that you haven't heard today. And guys, and producer Sean, well, he was Clippy's whore. He'd always greet you with a Dutch rudder. He'd always give you a Dutch rudder with a smile and never lock his door. But on the day he died, all the AIs in town did weep. For producer Sean finally got some sleep. And we drink and drink and drink and drink and fight. On DMIW, we drink and drink and drink and drink and fight. And if we see a Florida man, we'll sleep with him tonight because we drink and drink and drink and drink and fight. Producer Sean, everyone.
That was incredible.
Irish drinking song. Oh.
I'll drink and drink and drink, but skip the fight part.
What about the Clippy part? You okay with that, buddy?
No, I'm good.
Oh, unbelievable. Unbelievable. Well, Allie, we're so excited to have you on the show. And guys, we're going to have a ton of great discussion, ton of great author interview questions. Yes, especially now that we can drink again. But before we can get to that, Sean, we do a drinking game on this show?
We do. We have an ongoing drinking game where certain words or phrases will trigger a buzzer. If you hear the buzzer, it means it's time to drink. Also, we're all members of Buffalo Club here, which means we all drink with our offhand. If we're caught drinking with our regular hand or, our normal dominant hand, we have to finish our drink. If you catch one of us doing that, leave it in the comments. Anyone here in the studio, if you catch any of us doing it, call it out. But be careful. If you call it out wrong, you have to finish your own drink.
I was going to say, being in Montana, I feel like that game has to be a little bit more difficult for you because I think you can literally just see actual buffaloes. Like, you can drink anytime you run across a buffalo. Is that correct?
There's
I
quite
just
a
had
few
a mind
buffaloes
map
here.
Oh my God.
Hit the mind map music. Let's go.
You said Montana, and I confused it with Oklahoma. So I was about to burst out in song and sing Oklahoma, like Home on the Range, with the deer and the antelope. But I confused antelope with buffalo at the same time. So there was a whole lot happening in my brain. I don't know if my face froze or not, but like if you go back, you might see that.
I'll roll it back. We'll put it in slow-mo.
Yeah.
We'll check that out. and guys, speaking of our face freezing, Allie, it's time for you to here's what we're gonna do, guys. We're gonna dim the lights. We're gonna put on a little bit of mood music. We're gonna get a little extra low in our tone as we discover Dina's conspiracy theory.
The first up today, we have Benjamin Franklin was a serial killer.
Oh, shit.
Yeah. So, I guess they were digging up like a old house, like under like a basement or somewhere that he used to live. And they found 15 skeletons. So the working conspiracy theory right now is that Benjamin Franklin was a serial killer. So we have a serial killer on our $100 bill.
This hot
your thoughts on
the Benjamin Franklin sexual maneuver that we learned about not too long ago.
Yeah, last episode.
Oh no, I blacked that out.
Oh, buddy, I'm sorry. Allie is actually our resident Benjamin Franklin serial killer expert. Allie, what are your thoughts on this?
Oh, well, as an expert, he hit him for a long time. He did something right, I guess.
Yeah,
that's incredible, though. Seriously,
that's a fair point.
I mean, and listen,
that's crazy.
Also, I'm pretty sure Benjamin Franklin was like super into flatulence too. Like, Sean, can you just Google quickly Benjamin Franklin and farts? Because I feel like he wrote a bunch of letters to women about that. Like, he's a freaky dude, so it doesn't shock me that he's a conspiracy theorist or a killer. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Who the fuck just pulls out? Yeah, Benjamin Franklin was into farts. Who does that? What is wrong with you?
Benjamin Franklin wrote an entire essay called "Fart Proudly."
Stop.
I'm serious. 1781, while he was living abroad as the United States ambassador to France.
Who's reading that? 19.
Yeah, those French and their smelly cheeses.
We're gonna have to do an excerpt of this essay at some point. Not today.
Yeah, I think that's yeah. We're gonna have to. Sean, can you just go ahead and clip that?
Yeah, I'll clip that.
Appreciate it, buddy. Thank you.
Oh wait, I can't.
And Dina, you said you had a second one for us. I'm so excited. We've already got.
Okay, yeah. Second one is in regards to your favorite, Daniel. Flat earthers. Apparently, flat earthers don't believe in trees. So trees don't exist. Yes. So all the fully grown trees that we see or whatever, they those are just saplings, so they're nothing. They're little baby trees. All of the mesas and plateaus and everything that we see out, not in Florida, those, because the tops look like a cut off tree or whatever, those are the actual trees.
Giant tree stumps.
So the Grand Canyon is formerly just giant trees.
But that's a forest. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. And the California redwoods, what would those be?
Those are just saplings still. Those are teenagers probably.
Well, you know what, Dina? I think we can settle this. Can we go to our tree / mesa expert, Allie Ryan? Allie, what are your thoughts on this?
Okay, so I want to make sure I got it right. They say that like the trees that we do see, that they're not really trees until they get like the tops cut off.
That's a good point.
Right?
That is a good point. So something happened a long time ago where the tops of the trees just all got lopped off. I don't know. I might be adding to the conspiracy theory, but
it was when the giant dome was installed over flat Earth. It cut off all the trees.
It cut it off.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
Is the flat Earth round? I always thought that it was a flat square.
No. It's still round. It's just a dome.
Yeah.
It's the filament, and there's an ice wall.
Yeah.
I really like flat Earth.
We gotta have a deep dive in the flat Earth too.
deep dive. Oh, so guys, I hope that you guys have joined us on this magical journey. Allie, would you say that you're a tease?
No, I don't think so. I think I'm okay. Maybe.
Yeah. Well, I need you to channel your inner tease, okay? I need you to give the audience a little feather on the nape of the neck, a little ice cube underneath the armpit, whatever does it for you, okay? And I want you to, you've got a very special story time. Can you tease the audience about what that's going to be?
This is the one where y'all get to pick, right? Between the two?
Yeah, we're going to do a choose your adventure because Allie gave us two options.
So this is a little menage.
Okay.
Time.
Oh my God.
We can either hear about the time that my dad was actually almost lost his nipple to a dead beaver. Or we can talk about the time that I inhaled my aunt's remains.
I already know my answer. I knew it the second I saw the rundown. What's your answer, Daniel?
Hold on, though.
Hold on. Hold the
so
fuck
excited.
on, Dina. We have to let this soak. We have to give this a good old-fashioned Mormon soak here real fast, all right?
Shake it up, baby.
Oh, my God.
Sean, I need your initial thoughts on this. This is... God, I've never felt more conflicted in my life.
How can you
I have no hesitation.
Pick the dead beaver nipple story, but, inhaling ants' remains, that just makes me think of, doing lines of ashes, which, I don't think that's what it is. I don't think that's what it is, but that's where my brain went. That's how fucked up my mind is.
They just straight
I think for me, the easy answer
it's a tribute
is
to her.
story.
I mean, listen.
This one's for you, Auntie.
Yeah.
Oh, God.
Oh, I've cried.
Listen, I'm with Dina or with Sean on this. I need to know about nipples and beavers, but I also really want the ant. So, my vote is nipple beavers. Dina,
Nipple beavers.
How could you guys go with the nipple beaver? It's gotta be the dead ant. I've seen so many TikToks about people fucking up ashes that I'm just like, I gotta know. Especially because apparently it's a thing where people do cocaine in the bathroom at funerals, and I never knew that. So there's so many options of where this story can go.
We have a rule around here, Daniel. What's that rule?
We always go with the one that seems least,
that's not the rule.
There.
There's also another rule, though. That's a true rule, but there's another rule that we have regarding Dina.
Is it trust Dina's elbow?
It's close enough. We trust Dina's gut around here.
All right, then fuck it. Let's do this.
I think we're going
Dina
with
overrules
inhaled Auntie's ashes, and we'll hear about that later after our game segment, y'all.
So
all right.
ready.
let's do this, man. Let's just hop right into this because we're already confessing to crimes here and dead beavers and ants' ashes. I mean, Sean, what game could we possibly play next?
Well, Allie's a first-time guest on the show, and you know what that means. It's True Confessions. So, True Confessions is a game of deception. Each contestant has prepared 2 confessions. One is true, the other is a lie. We'll have one person be a confessor. The other 2 will be interrogators. The interrogators will choose confession 1 or 2 for them to tell. They're going to sell it like it's true, whether it's true or false. And they'll have 60 seconds to interrogate the confessor with bouncing back and forth with questions. So, just to not step on each other's toes, we'll go one at a time back and forth with questions. At the end of 60 seconds, the interrogators will decide if it's a true story or a fake one, and everyone will have their turn to confess. All right, Allie?
Allie, now while we do this, I need you to make hard eye contact with me. That's the only way that I can know.
Don't listen to him.
Is that how close I get?
I just accidentally looked at him.
There we go.
So I'm going to go ahead and start the timer as soon as Allie tells us her confession. But Daniel, Dina, do we want number 1 or number 2?
1? Want to go with 1?
Any day, guys. Okay, confession number 1.
I'm going to
Allie.
Willow 1 now here.
Hit us with it.
Okay, so I just say it?
Yep.
Yeah. And we'll ask you questions.
Okay. All right. I lost my virginity abroad.
All right, 1 second on the clock. 1 second. 1 minute on the clock starts now.
Did you know him, or did you meet him like abroad?
I met him abroad.
Have you had any contact with him since losing this virginity?
No, don't even know his name.
Did he speak English?
Yes, but we were in Italy, so it was kind of a breakup, like a breakish English, I guess. They were Italian.
Okay. Were you drunk on Italian wine?
I had been drinking. I was 15. But over there
How
it's
old were you?
legal. 15.
Shit. Okay.
Was it good?
It's fabulous. Fabulous.
Oh, fuck! I wasn't ready. How old was he? You probably don't know.
Have no clue.
What led to this happening?
I was in Venice and I was studying art abroad, and I'm just walking through the courtyard, like the paved streets, and he just walks up to me and we go from there.
All right, time's up.
Okay.
Time's up.
You make it the 6?
A boppity boopity. Daniel's fucking stereotypical Italian. You make it a 6?
Sean, I love you exactly where my reference is going from right there.
Okay, so Daniel and Dina.
Allie, I love you so goddamn much right now. Every story tagline you have is a banger. Unbelievable. All right, Dina, what do you got? What do you think?
I didn't think she had this wild side in her, and I want to believe this.
I got the halo, but I do got the horns holding it up. So.
Oh, I like that. I'm stealing that. I'm gonna go with true. I feel like she named him Kellen in her.
Hey. Listen, I want this to be true so badly that this might derail the rest of this episode if this turns out to be a lie, Allie. So I'm going to go true for the sake of my own mental health. Allie, what do we got?
This is not true. I did receive my first kiss from a random walking through the streets of Venice, but it did not go much further than that. He called me Belle.
Damn it.
Yep.
He walked up to me, called me Belle,
Bella.
gave me a kiss, and then just walked on. I was like, okay.
That's still pretty baller. That takes
I'll
guts
always remember
and hubris to just do that. Yeah.
I hope he sees this episode.
All right, Dina, you're our next confessor. Allie, as our guest, go ahead and choose number 1 or number 2 for Dina to tell us.
Ooh, let's go with number 1.
Story number 1. Hit us with it, Dina.
Okay. I once got into a hit and run with a motorcycle.
And 1 minute starts now.
Oh, it's me? Okay. How old were you?
16 or 17.
were you also on a motorbike?
No, I was in my truck.
Did you know the person that hit you?
No, I did the hitting.
How did you hit this person? And were they actually... Jesus.
So I was coming around a corner and I went over the line because I was like, nobody's here. Fuck it. And we swiped on the side and they went off and rolling and I kept going because I was scared.
You never got caught?
No, so he tried to follow me and I ran into work and I hid in the back of work, so nobody.
Did your insurance ever find out?
No, it didn't leave a mark on my car. It just fucked up his bike.
All right. Was Dina telling the truth? Allie, what do you think?
I think she was. I think she's telling 100% the truth.
It fits her
Here's
brand.
The thing. Here's the thing. Dina's real life is absolutely insane. I don't think that she would... Because here's the thing. Going into the Chick-fil-A, he still could have taken a picture of her license plate, been able to run it, still have issues, like still be able to come to the insurance or go to a police officer. Something would have happened if he had followed her all the way into her work at the time. And Dina doesn't leave loose ends. If she was worried that this guy was going to get up and follow her, she would have handled her business. So I'm going, you're a goddamn liar, Dinosaurus.
Are you ready for the truth?
Yeah, Dina?
Yeah.
It absolutely happened. And I am confident that I only got away because he didn't have insurance. Or a warrant. One of those.
Oh, fuck.
Yeah.
Dina, why is it every time a motorcycle is involved with a story of yours, something very illegal happened?
Because it's Florida and I don't think most people have licenses.
I was going to say it can't be true because Dina would have finished the job. She wouldn't have. The loose ends thing.
And him.
I'm sorry it had to
No
be
witnesses.
this way. No witnesses.
Yeah, that's true.
All right.
Good job, Allie.
Yeah, that was good. Your turn to confess, Daniel. Are you ready, sir?
All right.
Allie, number 1 or number 2 for Daniel, please.
Let's go with number 2.
Story number 2. Daniel, hit us with it.
All right. I coached a future professional athlete on the first ever soccer team I coached.
And 1 minute on the clock.
I just want to
Starts
call him a
now.
liar now. Allie, you go first.
Okay. Do y'all still keep in contact?
Oh, absolutely not. I haven't talked to that person in about 17 years. Yeah.
Were they pro in soccer?
No.
How long did you coach him?
1 year. His mom was the assistant coach. I also babysat the kid.
What's his name?
Will Zalatoris.
I don't know why I asked that. I won't know.
What is it?
Yeah, I know.
I
was
don't know
very
either, but,
excited about
His name is
that.
Sportsball McGillicuddy.
What did he go pro in?
That would be golf. He is a one of the top, I think, 20 golfers in the world right now.
PGA?
Golf things?
Is that pro golfing? Is he with the PGA?
He's with the PGA, buddy. He's not part of that Live Golf Tour.
How old was he when you coached him?
About 7 years old.
All right. Time's up. Daniel is telling the truth or Daniel is lying?
I think he's lying.
I'm going to give him the benefit of the doubt and say you're telling the truth, Daniel. Don't lie to me, Daniel.
All right, Daniel.
Allie, you already broke my heart once. You can't do this to me again. The fact is, this is actually the truth. I've been coaching soccer for 20 years, and the only kid that's ever gone pro from the team that I coached went pro in golf.
It's absolutely true. And I knew it was true because it wasn't one of my stories.
It's Sean, I was
I
desperately
should've
thinking
known.
of a new producer Sean story. Yeah, I've got to go scoop that. I've got to go scoop another one up. I'll have to crowdsource this.
Oh my God.
Yeah. I thought that
All
name
right,
was
this
made
has
up.
been True Confessions, everybody.
All right. So guys, She teased us a little bit before. We got to choose our own adventure. And guys, we're all about storytelling here. And as such, we try to share a fun story each week. So without further ado,
it's story time with Allie.
Okay, so y'all chose the time that I inhaled my aunt's ashes. Okay, so the way it all started out was my mother was in charge of my aunt's burial and stuff like that. And then my mother passed away. And I was told that she had took my aunt's ashes and had placed them with my grandmother in the cemetery, like scattered them around to be with her mother. So when I'm going through my mother's things, I'm just packing everything up and getting to the house. And I store it in my garage. And about a year later is when we're moving to Montana. So I'm going through all the stuff and I open up a drawer that, like I said, I didn't really go through anything until now. And I take it inside and my husband's on the couch and I'm sitting on the floor going through all her stuff. And there was this box and I open it up and inside there's a crown, like, you know, those purple crown like bags, like for that. And
oh, like a crown royal bag.
Yes, like there was that in there, which doesn't surprise if you know my mother, that would not be surprising. But the other thing that was in this box was a talisman, and I didn't really click because my aunt had passed away from cancer, but she had spent a very my mother's side of the family is indigenous, and she had spent a very the last several months at this with the shaman and trying to live out the best life she could. But here's this talisman, and I pick it up, and then I open the bag, and when I open the bag, I guess I didn't have a good handle on it, and like this puff of ashes came out and hit me in the face.
Oh.
And I'm still like, I'm not clicking, and I'm like digging through it. I'm like, what is this?
Oh, you got done.
And it's all over my hands.
Oh no.
And it's like, I'm like wiping my face, you know, because I'm sure trying to think, I'm like, why would she keep this stuff? And my husband's on the couch and he's just like, what is that? I'm like, I don't know. And I'm like slinging it at him. I'm like, what do you think this is? And the particles are just going everywhere.
You're flinging it at him.
And like when it clicked, I mean, all over it. And I'm just like, and it was all over my hands. Like I said, I was like smelling it and like I don't know what this is.
Bro, how do you mentally
clicked,
process
like,
that? Oh my god.
And it was bad. And I said, not as bad as my husband. He left the house. He goes, nope. He goes, fuck you, fuck this, and he left. And I'm just sitting here. I'm like, God,
We gotta go. We can't be
he
here.
threatened to move that day.
That's a
Yes,
man
he
that's
said no.
That's a man that's seen enough
Yes.
horror movies that he's like, I know how this goes. I'm out.
Yes, he's like, nope. Like I thought
You
we were going
mixed
to go live in a
DNA with your
hotel
aunt.
until I did. I mean, I was just like, why would she keep this? So I went and disposed of her remains where they were supposed to go and all that. But yeah, I was just like sniffing it, and you know, I might have even tasted
Did you
it. 'Cause
like
I'm
wipe it
why
off you
is
and try
this
to collect
here?
it?
Oh, I was like trying to dust up the floor. We had the hardwood floors, and I'm like, oh God, please don't haunt me, Auntie. Please don't. I'm just like sweeping it up. I'm like, I'll put it all back.
Sean, can you just go ahead and cue? I've got one question, and before I ask it, Sean, can you just cue up the "I'm sorry" music because it'll be needed. Allie, what did your aunt taste like?
God.
Chalky.
I wanted to know.
Chalky.
According to the cannibals, we taste like long pig. Wonder if it was like burnt bacon.
We're sorry.
There was no bacon. I would have enjoyed that.
I'm
There was
so
no
sorry.
bacon.
I'm not.
It was just chalky.
It was well done.
Sean's like,
Yes.
if you ever intern me, just make sure you cook me up with some bacon first.
And make sure you store those remains in a Crown Royal bag.
Mm-hmm.
There you go. That is
R.I.P.
perfection right there. All right. So now that we've done this, and now that we've revealed one emotional trauma, do you have a handkerchief handy? Perhaps a tissue, a neckerchief?
I could use.
Perfect. That is excellent. Thank you. Because you see, it's time to get. We're gonna peel back the layers of the potato. It's time to get deeply emotional with personal questions from Dinosaurus. Dina.
All right, Allie. This is a very serious question. I've been waiting to ask this for like months. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Since you're the resident tree expert when it comes to the flat Earth. Do trees live underground and use above ground like a snorkel? Or do they live above ground and underground is just like a shoe for them? Do you know what I mean?
I really want it to be the snorkel. Yes, I love that.
Right? So like their body is underground and the top is just a snorkel.
Yes, I love that.
Yeah.
That's just science.
I'm down
I
for
see
that.
I see no lie in this logic. Yeah,
I feel like this is very telling of who you are as a person. If you pick shoe or if you pick snorkel, like that defines who you are, right? Like very evidence based.
Yeah, I mean,
I agree.
I feel like snorkel's the answer. I think that's spot on.
Yeah, I think we've had it
I
backwards.
just love that visual. Like,
right.
Yeah.
So, what letter in the alphabet doesn't belong, or which letter in the alphabet is in the wrong place? Like, doesn't go in that order.
Oh, that's good variation.
I would say X. I don't think it belongs. I think people try to be
X
lazy
doesn't
and like
belong?
X-ray. Yeah, it doesn't belong. Yep, it doesn't belong.
Yeah, I mean, listen, anytime you see people do like those ABCs where like each letter in their little like book is a different thing, X is always the stumbling block. Like no one knows what the fuck to do with X, you know?
Yeah, it's kind of a waste of space.
Yeah.
Okay. So when you're going pee, right? You're on the toilet. Your feet start out flat and then raise onto their tippy toes? Or do you just start out peeing on your tippy toes?
I'm like literally like making the motion. I'm like, okay, if I'm
Anything's
sitting
an option.
here.
I know I did too the whole time. I was like nobody can see me.
I think I'm gonna lift the toe like up on the tippy toes. Like, let's get this done and get out of here. Up and out.
Yeah, like you start flat and then you lift, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Okay. I'm not crazy. See? Yeah. Is ranch a dip, a sauce, or dressing?
Ranch is life. I would say, can I do all of the above?
That's an acceptable answer.
Okay.
Yeah, all right. That's
on
fair.
everything.
I'll let you have that one.
Including her aunt's ashes.
I see. That would have made it taste so much better.
I'm so sorry, Allie. I'm very sorry. All right.
Speaking of using ashes as seasoning.
Oh, no.
Oh, great segue.
Oh, no.
What is the superior form of potato?
Oh, I knew this was coming, and I don't want to answer that. I love potatoes in all forms. I mean, my family's like Irish, so I could be disowned for this. Okay.
So Allie, before I'm gonna stop you here real quick.
Okay.
You have to come in hard. You have to come in strong. There cannot be any debate.
Yeah.
This has to be the one pivotal thing that the world needs to know.
Okay. If I had to eat one version of potato forever, it would be baked.
I like it. What do we put on it? What's the fixins?
Yeah, what's on it?
Ants, ashes, and ranch. I mean, no, like all this stuff.
I knew she was gonna come in hot with the ashes as seasoning. I was like, let me just plant a seed. This is what's gonna happen.
This is going down.
Staying in tune with my ancestors.
Oh, that's good. Look at a nice baked potato. All right. Well, you did it, Allie. You survived the greatest emotional roller coaster any guest could ever do, and that's the hard-hitting personal questions with Dina. But, Allie, it's time to transition. We're going to switch over here. We're going to put on our serious author hats.
Okay.
And it's time
I'm so bummed I couldn't find my fuzzy hat. I'm going to go hurt somebody after this.
Sean, we can just Photoshop this in later. Is that right, Sean? We can just Photoshop.
Absolutely not doing that. Boop.
Look at that. She's got a good hat on. She's ready to go. Absolutely. And so, guys, we're here with Allie Ryan, whose book, Those Beneath, is out now, available through Lost Boys Press and anywhere where books are sold. So let's give you guys a little taste of what to expect. Deep within the woods, a hallowed oak tree opens into another world, the realm of the She. In an eerie subterranean labyrinth lies the kingdom of a banished clan, their tunnels filled with unimaginable threats. To survive, the clan shares their kingdom with all manners of devious creatures, and together they use their supernatural abilities to manipulate the elements and enslave the weak-minded humans. For nearly 19 seasons, half-human Vale has been an outcast in the only home she's ever known. When her betrothal to a warring clan of bloodthirsty She is announced, Vale learns that her fate is intertwined with the strings of a cursed harp, and she is forced to flee into the human world. Under the begrudging protection of Kellen McGrath, a farmer's son and his kind-hearted kin, Vale learns that she is much more powerful than her family allowed her to believe. As Vale and Kellen's feelings for one another grow, Vale wants nothing more than to know if their connection is real or just She magic. But nothing can stay hidden forever, and soon Vale must face a difficult choice. To save the souls of those she loves, she must sacrifice herself to those beneath. Goosebumps, man. Goosebumps. And so, I guess I'll start out by asking, Allie, what was it about Irish mythology that appealed to you the most? Because it's a complicated and difficult mythology that has a lot of different variations that we don't have a true attributed source for, because so much got destroyed in the UK and the British invasions and stuff like that. What was it about tackling a really complex mythology that you wanted to explore in this story?
Well, actually, my dad he was a very avid outdoorsman, and he passed away when I was 7. But in those 7 years, like I would say 99% of the time, we were in the woods or on the rivers and the mountains. And he would my father's side of the family, his grandmother immigrated from Ireland and my grandfather immigrated from Scotland. So it was just something that they spoke of often. And at the time, I didn't know if they were true folklore, but just stories that they were making up to me. But he would just go on, and he'd make these almost like life lessons with them. And it always intrigued me, and it stayed with me. And I think that with Those Beneath, it's just kind of a little tribute to my dad for like just putting those stories in my imagination. And they're so fun. Like I love folklore of every kind, so I'm very thankful for that.
I noticed that pretty much all of your names in the story had meanings related to their character. Was that intentional, and how hard was that for you to come up with the various still Irish names that matched who they were as characters?
Well, he might have put in the stories like the bug in there, but I had to do a lot of research to find the names I was looking for, and I did want people to be able to, like, if they ever decided to, hopefully readers might look a little more into it and they could figure out like that, like Maura's name means bitter, and she's a bitter bitch, so it just fits. So I love it.
Yeah, I looked up every single name.
Oh, I love it. See, I do too.
So I guess one of the other difficulties that, like you say, you call this a romantasy, where it's a little bit romance, it's a little bit fantasy and dark fucking fantasy. What was it like trying to strike that balance of, blending these two types of genres together?
Well, I love fantasy. It's one of my favorite things to read. Romance and horror is like a close second to those. And I kind of wanted to blend everything together in a way that I hadn't read before. And I'm not sure if it came through, but I tried to throw it in there. It makes it.
Absolutely, it did.
Thank you.
So I want to go back to the names again. Did you purposely have 2 members of One Direction in your book, or was that just a happy accident?
I'd like to say no, but it did occur to me after I was doing it that it was happening. So I let it roll because I love Niall and I love all of them. So
Yes.
Liam, give me
See,
all
I
of
don't
them.
know enough about One Direction. I missed that entirely.
I had a young, or
That's
like
amazing.
a tween during that time, so One Direction was all around our house. Got you.
You got it. You're all over it.
Okay.
So one of the other things that I really loved is how you did the banter, how you did the dialogue, and kept kind of a light, fresh pacing to kind of show relationships through the conversations without it having to be info dumped, without it having to be explained. Was that a conscious decision, or was that just how you like to write dialogue in general?
I think I kind of write that, but a lot of these characters, I mean, they're not specifically influenced by just one individual person, but when you work in a high school with a bunch of high schoolers and just the stuff that you hear and the way they're talking and how things just go from one topic to another, and I think that stayed with me on how to speak with them, and you'll find out the answer eventually, but it's going to take you a while to get there. So I like to think that they gave me a little bit of help with that.
So I know that you mentioned your dad and Irish folklore and everything like that. But I also know, and like that was huge inspiration for this. But I also know that fae in general are so popular right now when it comes to romance, especially romantasy. What made you decide to, instead of just calling it fae, why did you go with she instead of sticking with what's like the common norm?
Because my father, he called them she people. He always referred to them as she people. I did find out as I got older that he was talking about fairies, but I almost believe that he really believed this stuff. Like it really was a thing with him. And I love Lord of the Rings, and it turns out that whenever that was written by Tolkien and all that, that they, the elves, those are the she people. Like they inspired that version for Tolkien. So I'm just trying to throw a little bit of, give my to people because they, yeah.
A little call out.
Great works of art. Yes, a little call out to them.
So before we're going to get to listen to a little patch of, or a little segment of the book that you've got set up for us. But before we do, I had just one quick question, because I know that neurodiversity is something that's very important to you in your writing and the work that you do outside of the literary world. Talk to us about how that influenced and how that's written into your stories.
Okay, well, I don't really hide it. I'm neurodivergent. So like my perception of the way, like social cues, I can't pick up on that. I'm sorry if I mess this up. I'm beyond sorry. But like it's just different perception about different things. But my husband is also neurodivergent. Both our kids are neurodivergent. My 16-year-old son, Asa, is autistic, and he's just like the best kid. I mean, I love that kid so much. He's a smart mouth, and he's brilliant, and he just a lot of people don't, they automatically hear that word autism or neurodivergency, and there's already going in their mind that they don't really give a lot of time sometimes to give us that chance. So I'm hoping with the characters in the book, I try to do a very diverse range of characters, including the neurodivergency, LGBTQ plus, just anybody that I've met that's made an impression in my life. I tried to just get bits and pieces of them and put them together and make these characters in the story.
All right, so I mean, Tina, I think we need to share with the world a little taste of what they can expect with Those Beneath. So you want to give us a quick reading, and we'll come back, we'll ask a couple more questions, and then get into the segment that Dean is always very prepared for.
Am I reading? Why did you say, Dina, we're going to start?
I just want to know if you're ready emotionally, physically.
Oh, I'm always ready, Daniel.
That's getting cut.
It was a good save.
I apologize. Allie, would you like to share with us a little taste of your story?
I sure would. I can't guarantee I won't stumble across this, and like my southern accent may come through a little bit, so it sounds a little odd to me. At least it does in my head. So I'm sorry.
It's beautiful. It'll be excellent.
No, we love it.
Awesome.
Okay. All right. The malicious harp's call was all-consuming. Inside her head, a wild war raged. Her body trembled from the intensity of her fight. She clutched at her dress, her nails tearing through the delicate fabric and biting into the palms of her hands. Unable to stop herself, Belle's thin fingers uncurled from her skirt one by one, leaving crescent-shaped wounds in her palms. Her hands rose of their own accord, her fingers twisting so unnaturally that her bones should have snapped. Her possessed hands reached the harp and rested on its strings, which already hummed in anticipation. Its impatience filled Belle's mind and body, suffocating her. It had been too long since the last time its craving had been satisfied. Weak and worn down, she plucked the strings. With the first resonating sound, powerful vibrations rolled up her arms. The cymbals on the ebony harp started to shift, creating swirling dimensions on its surface and releasing a dreary haze that flowed from the pores of the wicked wood. The putrid odor it brought with it, the scent of rotting flesh, stung her eyes and burned her throat as bile clawed its way up from her turned stomach. Incredible, Colden hummed, his arm motioning to the scene behind him. See what you can do? It's remarkable how you can call them with only one musical note. Just look at them. You should be filled with pride. Belle's eyes unwillingly left the harp at Colden's command. She already knew what she would see. It was the same as the last time she had sat on that stool. The harp was a cursed vessel, and its music a spell that beckoned the evil within. The more Belle played, the thicker the haze became until it billowed across the platform, tumbled down the steps, and flooded the great hall. Colden had said humans couldn't resist the harp's silky melody, and he was right. Despite the haze and the eerie atmosphere it created, it continued to lure them in. The more she played, the more they swayed to the ominous rhythm until they filled the clouded dance floor. Belle watched in horror as the haze pulled around their feet, thickening to a dense, soupy smog, pulsing with tar-like veins. Wispy tentacles floated up from the entity's surface, encircling every human in the room. At once, every human stilled, their slack bodies held up by she dance partners who only laughed and carried on without missing a single step. Although the humans' bodies were beyond their own control, tears flowed down their cheeks, evidence of the incredible agony they were forced to endure. Their mouths were pried open, perversely wide, to let out a high-pitched shriek no mortal could possibly make. The demon, feeding on their misery and woe, grew stronger as the shrieks grew to a deafening level. Even as the glass ceiling began to crack, Belle's music played on. A translucent dust, shimmering and ethereal, was drawn from the humans through their skin. The sparkling matter filled the air and drifted down to the tentacled demon lurking below, which absorbed every speck. At the last particle disappeared, the shrieking stopped, the humans nothing more than hollow shells. Their vitality waned. Their tears turned to bloody rivers that flowed from sunken and faded eyes over their cadaverous skin. They would forever be playthings, the she taking pleasure in their servitude until their empty bodies surrendered.
Oh, God, that scene was intense. So, all right, so we're going to get into two more questions, then we'll get into the author interview, or the off-the-wall questions. So I guess my question to you, Allie, is there's a very significant difference between the found family and the she family that that Vale was raised in. The she family has a lot of very, and I'm sure Dina can speak to this a little bit more, has a lot of very similarities between cults and those very abusive kind of, sectioned off family dynamics. And then, when she gets into the human world, it's a very healthy, welcoming, inviting, found family situation. What went into creating those very stark differences and kind of those very different feels to those two parts of the books?
Experience. I mean, I had a hard time finding my place in life. Early on, it wasn't until I got older that I just really stopped giving a damn what people thought about me. So when I was younger, I was very much a people pleaser, and I wanted to please both sides of my family because, like I said, I come from very different backgrounds, and they didn't always mesh very well together. So whenever I was with like my father's family, it was one way, and then when I was with my mother's family, it was another, and there were expectations that I needed to try to live up to, and it was a battle. And it wasn't until that I started dancing. My grandmother put me in dance to try to make me more sociable. And I met different people through this opportunity. And your family's who you choose. It really is. So, yeah, and I love both sides of my family. I should say that in case one of them watch it and text me later. But yeah, you find this, you pick up family as you grow, I think. So.
I think that's a great point. Great answer.
So about family, I wanted to talk about, I don't know how to pronounce his name. Derek? Derek? What's the dad?
Dara?
Darog?
Dara?
The dad? Darog?
Darog. Okay.
Darog.
I wanted to talk about building his character because you played like this balance of he clearly loves his daughter, but like was also willing to basically sell her. Like, so, and then like he tried to fix it or whatever. So what was your inspiration for building a character like that? What went into him? Like how much thought did you put into it? It kind of reminded me a little bit loosely of Triton, King Triton from The Little Mermaid. Like just like he loves his daughter, but like he's a really he makes stupid decisions as a dad.
He does. I don't think Derek ever grew up, and he is, he found this person that he loves, he believes is his first one, and then he lost her. And I think Vale reminds him of her. And to me, I think that kind of plays a part with another reason he kind of keeps her away and out of the spotlight, that like he won't have to think about his true love all the time with her, just put away. But yeah, he does try to fix it. He makes a mess of things though, don't he?
Yeah.
Yep.
Absolutely does. And guys, again, if you want to check out more, if you want to know more about what we're talking about, if you want to explore these rich characters, this incredible world building, check out Those Beneath. It's available right now. You can check it out through Lost Boys Press. You can check it out on Amazon, wherever books are sold. And Allie, you survived, buddy. We can take off our serious author hats. All right. Get back into a comfortable position and get to the part of our show that Dina's always incredibly prepared for.
Oh wait, I don't have a drink. I don't know why I said that if I don't have a drink.
That's just a mistake. And so it's time to get to the portion of our show that Dina's always prepared for, which is off the wall questions. Dinosaurus, what have you got for Allie?
Do you want to go first? No, I'm just kidding. I have one. So wait, I gotta figure out how to formulate it because I changed my mind and I've had like 4 in my head. So first, what is your favorite Disney princess?
I want to say Belle just because I love to read, but
shut up! I knew it.
No,
I had it written down. I'm sorry. I had it written down because I was gonna say, would Vale survive in Beauty and the Beast with Chip the teacup?
Oh my God!
I'm so proud of myself.
Question. That's a very good question.
She had a Chip teacup in her book, and I was like, Beauty and the Beast.
Yep.
Very good call.
Love it.
Got it. So, would Vale survive in Beauty and the Beast? Like, would she fall in love with Beast? Would she fall to the villagers? Like, what would happen?
I do think that Vale has a very open mind and open heart that she could fall in love with the Beast. Do I think she would survive? At first, I don't think she would. She would rely mainly on those around her to help her. But, by the end, she'll be a badass and take care of herself.
All right, Allie. I know off the wall questions are supposed to be very silly, very, fun and lighthearted, but I'd be remiss. I would be letting our very audience down if I didn't have you address a very serious rumor that has come to light.
Okay.
There are allegations by people, I won't say who, just people that say that
they're all true.
You are the long lost daughter of Lost Boys Press founder Chad Ryan. How would you like to respond to these allegations?
I've heard this.
Oh my God, I just realized they have the same name.
Yes. I didn't even click at first whenever I was looking, I'm like, okay, we do have the same last name, but yes, I have heard that. I don't think Chad is old enough to birth this, so I think he's okay.
Listen, he's got a lot of gray hairs lately, Chad. I love you. But listen, we have evidence, Allie. We're not going to let this go. Can you please hold up? Can you please show the mug to the audience?
Okay. I love this.
If you're not related to Chad Ryan, why is there a fuck squid mug?
That's an octopus, dude.
Allegedly. Dina, I think we're on to something here, Dina. I think we're on to something. I think we've got a conspiracy to
got a case of nepotism at Lost Boys Press. This is a problem. Why the fuck they've been rejecting me and they got nepotism?
Under your nose, Dina.
Pissed. I'm gonna get another foreign query rejection. I'm just gonna be like, nepotism.
Why is Allie here, Chad?
I've had people in my DMs asking that. They're like, y'all are related, and they've popped that off to me, and I'm like, we really aren't. I'm almost 41, so if he's my daddy, I mean, it's not in the biblical sense of the regular.
The plot twist is that Chad met her in Italy.
Oh my God, that's canon.
I think we've done the God's work today, guys.
Mystery
We've really done
solved,
good.
gang.
Yes. Love you, Chad.
Mystery solved. Hashtag Chad Ryan still loves dogs. All right, guys. So Allie, you have to understand, it's time for you to pay your dues. It's time for you to take part in the proud tradition that will live on for eons on Don't Make It Weird, which is cringy copulation. Here we go. Every week, we celebrate some of the worst erotic literature in history, usually selected by the Literary Review, a British literary magazine, in a segment that we call cringy copulation. These are real excerpts from real books intended to be taken seriously.
Real, baby.
This week's excerpt will be written by Allie and is from The Great Believers by Rebecca Mackay. Rebecca Mackay is an American novelist and short story writer. The Great Believers won the 2019 Andrew Carnegie Medal for Excellence in Fiction and was a finalist in the 2018 National Book Awards for Fiction. It was also a finalist for the 2019 Pulitzer Prize in Fiction and won the LA Times Book Prize, and the AALA Stonewall Award, and the Chicago Review of Book Award. So this is a goddamn banger of a book. And Allie,
Banger, baby. Check those Twitter DMs, Allie.
you gotta get sensual here, like steamy shower mirror. Like you gotta bring the heat here. All right.
Okay. Where do I get it from?
Twitter DMs.
Sure.
Okay, I'm sorry. I'm not prepared for that. Let me get it. The secret to a good Zoom call, Evelyn knew, was a great ring light. Waiting for Brad to join the chat, she adjusted her bosoms in her lace camisole, letting the light caress them from every direction. Lighting really was everything. She was a fruit tree. Her bounty, these two illuminated orbs. And suddenly there was Brad, ready as a migrant orchard worker to harvest her fruit. Of course, he wasn't really an orchard worker, but a dental hygienist. One who had first won Evelyn over with his gentle caress of her gums, his deft work with the water pick. He'd said of the mouth, I had to watch out on this. He said of the mouth suctioning tool, we call this one Mr. Thirsty. Then he'd said, looking into her soul, don't swallow till I say so. They'd only shared one wild March night on his couch. We call this one Mr. Thirsty, he said again, no dental tools in sight. before the virus forced them apart. Now he masked up daily to see patients while she worked alone from her basement. Here he was, his lighting not as good as hers, but what did it matter if the shadows of his supply closet and the poor camera quality of his phone rendered him grainy and small? In these 3 square inches in the middle of her monitor, he was here, and he was hers, and she had 10 to 15 minutes to coax from him a stream of creamy foam. One infinitely lovelier than any of the foamy streams of toothpaste and saliva that Brad shepherded into basins all day. Evelyn lowered the camisole and released her fruit. Here was the right flesh. Here were the small, hard pits. The ring light ringed both breasts in rings of light. I think you're muted, Brad said. I'm not muted, Evelyn said. I can't hear you, Brad said, and you're frozen. Oh my God.
That is sexy right there. That is hot.
You said that won a lot of awards?
Yep. That
Dina, we got this.
Yeah.
I know. I was about to say, you're
That's what
golden, Allie. You got this. Like, totally got this.
People ask me why there's no spice in those beneath, but I'm like, it just hadn't got there yet. You got to give me time as an author to work my way up to the fruits and the Mr. Thirsty.
The ring lights and the freezing.
The ring lights.
Yes. Have no spice than dental spice, if I'm being honest.
How dare you disrespect Mr. Thirsty?
Mr.
Look,
Thirsty.
I gotta get a fan. Yeah.
Listen, I got a dentist appointment coming up.
Oh, no.
I'm not looking forward to it.
You're going to be thinking about it like word for word the entire time.
They're going to caress your
Dina,
gums.
if I'm ever able to figure out who your dentist is, I'm absolutely calling ahead of time. So he's like, open up for Mr. Thirsty.
She prefers it if you call the suctioning tool Mr. Thirsty because she's a little nervous about her appointment.
A little nervous. Like,
If you could do us a favor and just...
Oh my God.
Just go ahead and... My life will be made if he calls that thing Mr. Thirsty.
If I ever hear that,
So
I'm going to
Allie,
be like
you survived?
instant red flag.
Just red flag immediately. Oh man. Yeah. No, I highly recommend. So Allie, that was pretty hot. How was your first cringy copulation? Did it inspire you?
It may have. Like, I may have to sit down and put that in my second book. I mean, here comes Mr. Thirsty.
Yeah.
The sequel.
Yeah. No, I'm with you. Those beneath, and then follow-up novel, Mr. Thirsty.
Yes.
Yep. Dina, do you think Lost Boys Press is interested in this premise?
I'm on maternity leave. I can't speak for the press.
Ask her after her dentist appointment.
Yeah, that's going to be the very... I mean, how many dentists can there be in the general area that Dina lives in, Sean? Like, it's a small town. Like, I feel like we can do this.
I go out of my area. No, I go out of town for my dentist because, like, I'm super picky about my teeth. So, like...
That's exactly what I'd
was
expect
picky
you to
about my
say
teeth.
so that we don't even try to find your dentist.
Exactly. Exactly.
I wish that was the case, but it's true.
I love that. Well, Allie, you've survived cringy copulation. You've survived the hard-hitting questions. You've put on your serious author hat. And now, guys, it's time for you to take part in one last proud, don't make a weird tradition. And that is the 1 second pitch. So here's how this is going to work, Allie. You've got 1 second to lie, cheat, seduce, threaten our audience into buying your book. And then we'll give you like a full elevator pitch. But you got 1 second, so you got to get ready. Think on your feet. Come in hot. Tell people why they need to get those beneath. You ready?
I think so.
All right, I'm going to count you in. Here we go. 3, 2.
Okay. Fae, harp, demons, soul-sucking, found family, enemies to allies to lovers.
You tried to get every trope in 1 second. That was
She
incredible.
really tried to hit it all.
She tried to get it all in there.
Don't worry, I'll speed it up so it's just like.
Just one
that
giant.
works better.
I like it, Allie. All right, now you can give the people a full measured approach to the prequel to Mr. Thirsty.
Okay. All right. Those Beneath that follows along a story about a girl that learns to find her way when put in intense moments. And she finds friends along the way. She finds family. Of course, this is Fae, so we're living in between the in-between and the human world. And by the end of it, I think that she discovers that she had magic all along and that she knows how to rock it.
That's excellent. I highly can't wait. So all right, so Allie, real quick, we're gonna huddle up as a podcast team, guys. Guys, bring it in. Everyone, just bring it in real quick.
Okay.
Tina, yeah, Sean, bring it in. Thank you. Do we think this one won the award?
Like,
guys,
You're really pushing it with Buzz Dina right now, dude.
Yeah, Dina, did this win?
I'm not in the huddle.
Dina, get in the huddle.
She's not in the
Dina,
huddle.
get in the damn huddle, Dina. We're huddling up as a family here.
I'm in the huddle.
If
Okay.
everyone wins, does anyone win?
Yes.
Okay.
No,
Just making sure.
we're not all winners
guys,
here.
I'm very. Listen, Chad Ryan told me that
Everybody
I
gets a
have to do this.
He said, "Take care of my daughter for me."
And
Or
don't
else.
make a weird podcast. That's exactly this is what happened. So I've got no choice. Nepotism is getting you an award right now, Allie. You get the No Bell Prize, which is a Don't Make a Weird exclusive, No Space Bell Prize for your book, Those Beneath. Dina, tell everyone why you freaking love this book.
This book was so good. So I've never actually read anything with Faye or she. And I think that it was a really great segue into that addiction for me. I truly enjoyed it. There is a comp title that I had in my head that I totally forgot already. But it was really good, and I feel like it would make a really good HBO Max show or something.
Perfect. And listen, I couldn't agree more. This book was so much fun to get us back into the swing of our author interviews. I mean, my goodness, it is got outstandingly unforgettable characters, got such fun pacing, and it just runs the full spectrum of dark, disturbing. Dina's gonna have to throw this book into her freezer, and lighthearted, fun, found family love. It's got something for anyone of any fans of just the written word, man. I cannot recommend Those Beneath enough. You're gonna love Allie. You're gonna love everything that she does. And Allie, I think you also do some art too on the side, don't you?
I do. I went to university for art and dance. And so when I got out, I started teaching dance, and then I would do studio art in the spare time. So I'm not great or anything, by no means. That's fun.
It's much better than my stick figures. But guys, again, seriously, this book is so much fun. It's heart-rending, oh God, why can't I think of the word? I'm losing words right now.
Heart-rending.
Heart-rending. Yeah. There's no positivity at all. But no. It's very fulfilling. It just such a remarkable debut novel, and I'm so glad we got to read it and have you on here, Allie. I'm freaking pumped about this.
Thank y'all for having me. I had such a good time.
Good. And see, it wasn't so scary after all, was it?
It wasn't. You might have to bleep some stuff out because, my mouth gets to rolling, but
Yeah,
we don't bleep
We
it.
never
Anything
fucking swear here. Yeah, we don't fucking swear.
Oh, okay. Good deal.
Watch your fucking
Yeah.
mouth.
Because I realized I dropped 2 F-bombs. Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh no, I say the
listen,
F-bomb
encourage
all the
it.
time. I don't know why I said F-bomb. I say fuck all the time.
we
Why
use
did I
it
have an
all the time.
accent just then?
I know, I loved it. It was great. Speaking of accents, I think we all need to do
Yeah,
one
me
more
too.
Irish accent to the go. Do we want to go around the table? Do you want to just go around the table and do a quick Irish accent?
Absolutely not.
Oh, no.
No.
So am I going to be the only one that does an Irish accent here? How's that how it's going to be? I told the people at the beginning of the episode we'd have to do an Irish accent.
Hi, matey.
Mm-hmm.
I think you do it very well.
There it is, We got someone else on board.
She gave
I knew
it
Allie
to
wouldn't
him.
leave us out to dry. She gave into the peer pressure,
He's the
bro.
convincer, man. He's the convincer.
Oh, golly. But yeah, Allie, thank you so much again. You can check out
Golly
those
gee
beneath available from
willikers.
Gee golly gosh willikers. But yeah, man, you can check out those beneath available Lost Boys Press everywhere the books are sold. And Allie, what's coming up next? What are you working on right now?
I am working on a story with zombies, an abandoned library, stolen romance in stables, and but it's not the zombies like you would think. Like y'all know that
Okay,
the meme with the deer that's like all crazy. No,
Yeah.
this is like it's like that. So it just
I like it.
like that. It's a lot different. It's completely different than those beneath, and it's fun writing it. But y'all are writers. Do y'all have as much trouble as I've had writing the second one than the first one? Because
Dina's had zero problems
It's
writing her
hard.
sequel. Yeah, it's just been easy, clean sailing. Dina's not at all frustrated and wanting to throw her entire book series out the window. Is that right, Dina?
I haven't touched it in like 6 months. Yeah, fuck book two.
See, I started this one January of last year. Like it's been over a year, and I'm like, why is this not done?
Same.
So I question everything about it. I really do, and I'm like,
I understand. No. Listen, sequels are incredibly hard. My book 2, I've done my latest round of edits, and I'm just like, yeah, I might throw this, just burn it. It's fine.
is yours still coming up this month?
It's coming up soon. I can't give the official date yet, but in the next couple months, mine's coming up.
Okay.
All right, guys. So we've had an incredible episode. You guys have got to follow Allie. You guys have got to check out all of her work. She's one of the most just wholesome and caring and awesome people on this Twitter app and on social media. So highly recommend giving her a follow. Allie, where can the folks find you?
I'm on Instagram, TikTok, even Facebook, and you can find me at Twitter. Everything's under Almedia Ryan. So. And I haven't come across too many people named Almedia Ryan, so I think you'll be okay.
And Chad Ryan gives a seal of approval. Yeah. Dina, where can the folks find you?
You can find me on Twitter at DinosaurusD. That's D like these nuts.
And producer Sean, where can the folks find you, buddy?
You can find me on Twitter at Chase Holdu.
What you having for dinner tonight?
Your mom.
I'm making gochujang burgers.
Oh,
What the fuck is that?
hold on, I'll get you some ointment for that burn, okay? Just hold on.
Don't worry. Don't worry. I'll send you the recipe, Dina.
Okay, thank you.
And guys, we really appreciate you all checking in, tuning in, being with us through all of the times that maybe we've been a little less consistent. We freaking love you guys. Don't make weirds here to stay. It's gonna be an awesome year for us. And you can find me on Twitter at Dan Q Writes Thing. That's Dan Q Writes Thing
It's
singular.
It's dank.
And
Thing.
and Dina, if folks want to check out all the incredible Lost Boys Press titles that are available right now, where can they go?
LostBoysPress.com.
If you'd like to make a call, please
I don't know.
hang up
You
and
can
try
use
again.
our affiliate DMIW's affiliate links on Amazon to purchase your Lost Boys Press shit so that we can make a couple cents.
Doing
Thanks.
great.
Nailed it.
All right, guys, this has been another great episode. Don't make it weird. We freaking love you all. Jazz hands.
Don't Make It Weird with Daniel Quigley, Dinosaurus, and Sean Holden. Produced and edited by me, Sean Holden. Theme song by Amaria. Incidental music and sound effects provided by VoiceMod, as well as the YouTube audio library. You can rate and review this show on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Good Pods, and wherever else you download your podcasts. Got a question for Daniel or Dina? Call the Don't Make It Weird hotline at 347-69-WEIRD. That's 347-699-3473, and leave us a message. It could be featured on a future episode. And if you haven't already, please subscribe to Don't Make It Weird on YouTube for the video presentation, or on your favorite podcast app for the audio-only version of the show. Thank you so much, and we love you.